Games Workshop's Basement.
Damn, I'm not ready.
Hosted by John Quennell, Danny McDevitt, Val Heffelfinger. I'm Dickie, and it's Game After Dark.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Game After Dark, Warhammer 40,000's only late-night talk show for some reason. My name is John. I'm here to misinform and entertain as we talk about the goings-on over the last week in the world of Warhammer. We are starting on time tonight. We're all here, most of us anyway, but we're here to talk about 40k, and it's a task so massive that I literally contractually refuse to do it alone. First up, he's got a true bill of friendship, and he's advised me to state that he brings a wealth of tabletop knowledge and experience to the table. It's Daniel J. McDevitt, Esquire.
The third.
J? What's
Yeah.
the J for?
John,
Gigolo?
because it's inside you. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Starting off great. And Gigolo's with a G, Dickie. Come on now. We all know that. Perfect. I'm going to turn off that song.
That's news to me.
That's what?
You guys have not seen Deuce Bigelow, male Gigolo?
I've seen it. I didn't know I was supposed to be able to spell it, John.
Yeah, when I was 12, I saw it. Jeez.
That's true. Anyway, he's back from his government-mandated paternity leave. He's tired of being cranky. He's ready to talk about things. It's our man north of the 49th parallel. It's Val Heffelfinger. Oh, no. Val is still on paternity leave this week, but that's okay because we have, last but by no means least, the man behind the curtain, the guy who's responsible for everything you see that isn't just us talking. It's the master of the digital short. It's Dickie.
Here's Dickie. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Guys, so much. So much so that we started with the joke. Tonight,
Yeah.
we have a full slate for
What?
you as we
A
find
joke?
out. I know.
In this economy?
I know.
Whoa.
I have to regiment how much jokes I spend because we just don't get, you don't get as much jokes for your dollars you used to. But tonight we have a full slate for you as we find out what we've been up to in the last week in our patented State of Play segment, including Dickie's experience at the Capital City Clash. We're going to look over some of the most useful accessories and we found and accessorize this 40k edition. We're going to hit the low points of the communities. We go around the net, and finally, we'll play a returning fan favorite. The title of this game is called Title of a Fan Fiction or Warhammer 40,000 Event I Found on Best Coast Pairings. But before we go to all of those, let's get some State of Play. Oh, I forgot that bumper is so short now. There's no time to do literally anything in that
There's
bumper.
no drinks allowed. Just
No
go,
drinks
go.
allowed.
John, what were you thinking? You knew that. Didn't you edit that down?
No,
No.
Dickie edited it down because all of my bumpers are
29
hugely
minutes
long.
Yeah.
Apart from the two I made this week, which were on purposely ridiculously short.
They're like
but-
as long as an art film, really, is what. And maybe that's how you should sell them.
Yeah. In between every segment, we're going to have a 3-minute art film explaining what we're
Amazing.
feeling going into it. But welcome to the part of the show we call State of Play. Others called it Games Played, Hobby Progress, or other similar things. And ours is just as boring, but more condensed. Starting off, Val, what did you get up to this week?
Who?
Yep. Perfect. Nothing. Great. And then Danny, what did you get up to?
Yep.
Oh, geez.
Personally, I learned how to conjugate verbs in the past using German, using specific examples of learning to conjugate verbs to describe things that you wish you had done in the past, which is a level of complication I did not want to learn in a language, even English. But that did take away my 40k time. I did spend several hours creating this crappy show yesterday.
Yeah, John, I could really see how that would eat up a lot of your time, especially realizing how many things you really regret in your life.
Every Sunday I sit down and I'm like, I regret doing this. That's okay.
But in German, you regret them in German.
I do. Well, not truly, because honestly, it's kind of going now. One more week. As always, we do want to warn there's going to be discussion of the game of Warhammer ahead. I did make a special slide, though, just for Dickie, for what we're going to be talking about. It's this guy here.
Oh.
We got
Perfect.
Dickie's Capital City Clash recap. So, Dickie, well, what happened?
Okay, first off, I don't want to add too much salt right away. I think it's important that we thank the people that started the event. It was a really well-run event, so I'd like to thank Nick, Jack Daniel Morris from Red Dragon Comics Cards and Games, and Jeremy Atkinsons, who is the head coach for Team Canada WTC. So what is Capital City?
Give us the dirt. Did you have fun? Stop being grateful for people.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do on a podcast? Thank the people that ran the event. I'm going through a template here.
Controversy.
Okay, so we'll get to controversy. It was the event hall was great. It was actually in a hockey arena. So
very Canadian.
So you guys felt right at home then.
I was ready to play all day. The only thing that the floor was solid concrete. So it was a bit dicey day 2, but we got through it.
Would you rather it was ice?
Yeah. Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
I can understand that would really hurt somebody when you check them, Dickie. Am I using the technical term
physical
correctly?
40K is my game, and hurting people is my game. But okay, so I kind of wanted to do an old school. Here's my games. I hope it's not too boring. I did try to keep it as fast as possible. The reason for this event is it's actually a WTC practice for Team Canada. So a lot of the players on the team come to this event and basically test their WTC lists against a big field of very good players. Day 1, I went against Francois, as Peter the Falcon calls him. Probably one of the most dominant Canadian players in 2022. He's playing Deathwatch. I didn't know a lot about Deathwatch going into the game, but boy howdy, did I learn a whole bunch after the game.
So did you find out?
Oh, I found out. I made some mistakes, namely in deep striking some key units that probably needed to be on the table to zone out. I didn't know if you guys knew, but Deathwatch can do a lot of shenanigans of deep striking units and kill teams in.
Yep.
And it's very strong, and it hurts a lot, actually. Frag cannons are badass. Yeah, my feelings were hurt, and frag cannons are the worst. So Francois did a great job. I'm gonna keep mispronouncing his name because that's what he deserves. He 20-0'd me. We play on a differential system at this event, so 20-0. I didn't get a lot of points, but I tried hard and I learned lots of lessons.
Danny, what's your top coaching tip after that game?
Dickie, I think so. What I think you maybe should have done instead was to not deep strike so many of your critical units and maybe keep them on the table, so you could help screen out some of the Deathwatch teleporting shenanigans. I don't know if you knew this, but Deathwatch can do a lot of teleporting around the table.
You know what? Thank you so much. And you know what, Danny, did help me. That did help me. Game 2, what was I into? Deathwatch again. No, Deathwatch. I got redemption. I got a redemption game. It's not often that you get to play a redemption game, and I took full advantage of it. The player was a great player, but I learned my lesson. I kept those key units on the board to block out those deep strikes, and guess what? I got a 17-3 out of that game. I won. I was back in the pluses or evens, whatever.
Danny, what's your thoughts on Dickie's second game where he played against someone who looks like they've played maybe 2 games of one of the board games they sell in Barnes & Noble?
That's my real takeaway here is Dickie basically here bragging about clubbing a seal, I assume.
He's a Grim After Dark tradition,
though. His opponent may be very skilled, but the way Dickie made you sound very rudely was that you were a piece of shit and he was glad to beat you.
Wow. I did not expect this when I was writing this down this afternoon, I got to tell you.
There we go. That peaked everything, but it was right.
Thank you.
Round three on day 1, I played against the Thousand Suns player. I'm going to get this out before Danny recovers from his laugh. I'm lucky enough that I do know quite a lot about Thousand Suns. I had a really good go turn. So my go turn is when the Obliterators and the Terminators all went. and I was able to kill I was able to kill his Terminators. I was able to put enough wounds on Magnus to make him a non-entity, and I was able to get out of the game with a 20-0.
Wow.
Wow. Danny, your feedback on Dickie playing against someone whose mother bought him their Thousand Sons first army for Freedom Day, Canada, which is July 1st, which would have given about a month of practice.
So actually, we got some listener mail about this particular game. Now,
Oh, great,
Dickie's
great.
Thousand Sons opponent messaged us to tell us that he forgot 700 points of his army off the table.
Oh, that was the key.
And Dickie tried to bring it. He tried to bring it on after turn 3, and Dickie was like, "No fucking way, bro."
Oh, no. That's not very Canadian of me. Exactly. Yeah, that's the worst.
It was the mustache that you were growing. That must have been it.
It was the mustache.
So we're 2-1. We're positive for the day.
Yeah, we're so happy after this game. You guys didn't know this, but in the event hall, there's a big cordoned off. So like there's a chud section, so the bottom tables, and then there's an elite section. What are you looking at, Danny? You okay?
Nothing. It's just there's a weird like. Okay, never. I figured it out. Okay, sorry. Moving on.
Okay, so weird. I thought Danny was haunted for a second.
Now I need to know.
Okay, so I was feeling really good. I was so positive. I was in the. You know what? I was gonna come out of this day of victory. And my round 4 opponent was a beautiful Eldar army. Now I heard a lot of things about Eldar as of late. I assume you guys heard a lot about Eldar. What's the gimmick with Eldar, Danny? What do you think Eldar's good at?
So
I wish I had a drum roll to build up the intensity.
Yeah, we have to take the drum roll out.
Can we get a drum roll?
No, someone made me get rid of the drum roll.
Wait a minute. No, I didn't ask for that.
You did. You wanted the scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my understanding of the Eldar army, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dickie. I'm just a novice at this game.
You are.
Yeah. No, I absolutely am. Eldar's main gimmick is durability, right?
I don't think it's durability. It's probably movement shenanigans. I would imagine. That's what it felt like anyway. During the game.
Yeah, did you feel some movement deep inside you?
I felt a hole in the side of me that will not be filled for a very long time after that.
Oh, game. It was filled by your Eldari opponent.
Yeah.
Everything
normally you need a colostomy bag when that happens.
Yeah, no, it's painful still to this day. I can't even sit down right now. Everything that you heard is true about Eldar. They have some of the best suite of stratagems in the game right now. Phantasm is bonkers. I'll tell you about a scenario with Phantasm. So my big gimmick is I have obliterators who are in deep strike that drop down, and their big thing against big knights or big things is they can shoot at within melter range. Well, Phantasm is this great ability that after I finish my movement, you can move something, or just so happen to be a Wraith Knight that can move back out of melter range. So I wasn't hitting for my max damage. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I maybe key you in on something? And maybe I'm wrong here, but doesn't Phantasm say you have to be within 9 inches?
I have to be within 9 inches? Of
yeah,
what?
To use it? Doesn't the enemy have to end a move within 9 inches of you?
I think so. I don't know. You tell me, Eldar guy.
If you are deep striking.
No, I was within 10 inches of him. So I don't.
Yeah, then he can't use Phantasm.
Oh, well, great, wonderful. So I got cheated. No, he was honestly while he was beating me down into a bloody pulp, he was really nice about it. So that was really.
I bet he was.
Yeah, I'm really nice too when I cheated the game.
I'm not. I'm really mean. I get extra mean, actually.
But do you when you're beating someone?
When
that
I'm
bad,
winning, I get more and more angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I know is I was getting hit by a million mortals from the Wraith Knight.
Nope.
And
Danny, there was no cheating going on here. Phantasm. You can make a normal move up to 7 inches. You cannot select a unit with an engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, and until the end of the turn, you cannot target that unit with heroic intervention.
He was beating the shit out of me all legal like. Yeah. Wow, I'm impressed.
It doesn't have
John...
a requirement section of like somebody ending the move close to you?
Nothing. Nope.
When do you use it?
Oh God, just close the tab. Keep talking.
At the end
I think it's the end of the movement
phase.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just pull it up. That's fine.
You pull it up.
I'll do my own independent
This is
research.
great. This is great podcasting, by the way. Just looking.
It's about on par with everyone else's. Let's be fair.
I mean, I don't think this is that much
like
different
looking
than
up
what we normally
rules
do.
mid podcast because you haven't prepped for this part.
It was egregious. So his one Wraith Knight was able to do, I think it was 32 mortal wounds to my Knight or my Terminators and Abaddon unit. It was awful. He was able to get within for Fire and Fade. He was able to get within distance, shoot them, and then move back. It was the worst thing.
Yep. No, Dickie, your opponent was 100% correct. I was 100% wrong. It's so much better than I even thought.
You can't just be like, that can't be true. That would be incredibly broken if that was the case.
So strong.
I can't wait to play.
No, don't do it. It can't be a good
your
experience.
Case or you can't.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great experience for me.
Not for anybody else. It felt like I was playing a different game, and I was playing the not good game, and he was playing the very good game.
Here's a question I have for you, Dickie. So when you got mortal wounded off the table, was he rolling a lot of sixes?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if they were a man or a woman or
Cody was
a
beautiful gentleman with great teeth. He was a really nice guy.
Wow.
So
yeah, you got like Canadian
for a
healthcare.
Canadian. I figured hockey injuries.
Oh yeah, but the healthcare is free, so
yeah, free
take care.
Not dental care though. So
that's true. Can you guys get dental implants for free?
I don't believe so. No, I believe dental is paid for. So
yeah. But anyway, you're playing Warhammer
by your social healthcare system. Is that correct?
Yeah, social healthcare, that's for more death, dying, injury type stuff. Yeah, sickness. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not so much teeth. No big deal.
So Warhammer.
Yeah. Why would you ask that?
Anyway,
Danny's got on the teeth train.
I know. You asked me about sixes, then he went right on to teeth. So he would slow roll it, right? So you would roll, get a couple sixes, and then he would pull a 6 in from his pool when the wind roll. So I believe at one point he rolled 3 or 4 sixes to wound on the unit,
perfectly balanced.
It was pain. It was really, really pain. And towering is a problem. The towering keyword is a very, very strong rule. So yeah, maybe
he's on the.
Oh, go ahead.
All right.
Oh boy,
I'm gonna get up on a little soapbox here a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't think towering is the problem. I think blast is the problem. And like
the blast is the problem.
I think blast with like multi-shot weapons with devastating wounds is the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know, man. I think devastating wounds is a problem. Like
it should just be like 6 max or something to that effect. Like
I don't know.
Or maybe 1 mortal in addition to damage. Like I think it's ridiculous.
Converting 2d6 damage to mortal wounds 4 times.
It's stupid as hell, dude.
It's so like owies. So much owies. So that was game 4. So in Canada we play 4-round day ones generally to really make it to really be pain. So then I lamented with my friends. So we went out for chicken wings and giant vats of beer and complained about Eldar all night, and it was delicious. It was great.
Yeah. Day 2, round 5.
Day 2. I was lucky enough. I posted a picture in Grim Discord. I don't know if it got to the general Discord, but I was playing against a Stompa.
So naturally, Val was very excited about this.
Val thought I instantly lost when he saw that picture. I did not lose.
What Val actually said was, "Dickie's not doing too well, is he?"
Because I'm playing orcs. Yeah,
because we were playing into the Stompa.
Yeah. Well, it turns out that Abaddon can tip over a Stompa relatively easily in this edition, and he did that. So I had another great game. I believe it was 18-2 in that game. So yeah. The round 6, I was tired. I really wanted to watch my
Sorry,
my
I just saw
buddy-
Danny's in chat. Wow,
Oh,
Abadonkin's kill stuff. No way.
skill stuff.
It's really weird. Or giant expensive combat monsters or giant expensive combat
No
monsters.
way. What?
But yeah, so
Nuh-uh.
tired, sleepy round 6.
Yeah, what happened round 6, Dickie? Get to it.
I bowed out. I shook the guy's hand and just watched my buddy play on the top table. And that was
Did
it.
he have an Eldari army?
There was Eldari, yeah.
You
What
cracked the
tiefling,
code.
Dickie?
There
Only
was-
Who's
way
your
to-
friend?
So we had Scary, Riven, the scarred one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was
He was
going to
he was
say I
playing
didn't
Necrons.
believe you had friends.
No, that's not nice. Friend.
No.
Yeah.
I will say that it's you found the way to defeat Eldari this edition. The only way to defeat Eldari is just not to play.
Just don't play them. Actually, not
And
wrong.
then-
Sorry, win?
Eldari won, yeah, the event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's and Eldari players they'll win, but they'll never actually play any games of 40k because you just concede before every game.
You gotta teach them
Perfect.
through
Perfect.
just letting them win. Yeah.
That's the way to go. We pull up now our Grim After Dark leaderboard. So where we're at. The only one who had any competitive wins or events this week was Dickie, which puts him at 5 wins, 4 losses. Danny though is still holding on to the
above
poll.
50%. I'm happy.
Holding on to the poll with 1 event win.
Yeah.
Danny, how does it
Killing
feel? How does the poll feel?
Fair and balanced, John. That's all I have to say about that. I mean, Dickie didn't play in a GT or anything, and I should definitely be ranked higher than him, even though I just won an RTT.
That's fair. I'm counting event wins as a tiebreaker, maybe even win percentage, but then I can really game that number very quickly. Anyway, that's about enough for what we've been up to.
Yeah.
Hey, I actually have a planned segment tonight. We're going to talk about some accessories and non-standard things to play the game of Warhammer with. Let's roll this cool little bumper that's really short. It's so short. God damn, it's so short.
It's very short.
Oh,
Are you talking about WTC Team Scotland, or are you talking?
the Chode
That's
team.
good.
Uh,
Bunch of little chodes over there.
so yeah, accessorize this. There are a ton of things you can buy to improve or change your experience of playing the game of Warhammer from a lot of third parties, including, of course, I would be remiss to mention our friends at Frontline Gaming, who still help make the show possible because I assume they don't watch it. But use the referral code in the comments here. But I pulled together about 10 different items I've found that can be kind of placed under this here. This first one here was a suggestion from a Val Heffelfinger, who, when I went into our little group chat to be like, hey, I want to talk about accessories, what do you want to talk about? The only response all week was Val saying jerseys, which wasn't really the accessory I was like looking for.
Yeah.
Very passionate about it though. So guys, I got my description here. What are they? And then we'll talk about the pros and cons. So jerseys, don't let the beer guts fool you. You too can be part of a sports team with your very own matching jersey. Let everyone know that you're on Team Texas or that you have a passion for graphic design with your very own team jersey. Guys, what are the pros and cons of team jerseys?
Are you going to take the pro or the con, Danny?
Oh yeah, which one do you want to take?
I'm good with. Man, I could list off a bunch for either one. I can tell you that
Yeah.
right
So you
now.
start with the
So
pros
Then
for
go
this
ahead.
one.
Yeah,
let's
sure.
start with pros. Let's start with
Yeah.
pros. Let's start on a high note. Like, look,
Okay.
we're a positive podcast. Like, I just want everyone to know that we're not negative people. We would never say a bunch of mean things about one person on the podcast.
Literally
as
just
a
did.
joke.
You just did.
Look,
That wasn't us. That was RoboBrad.
so positives of these, you look together as a team holistically. You're very well organized, you look matched, and it's actually kind of intimidating to play against somebody in a jersey if you're new.
Okay.
It's
I
true.
have a con.
What's your
Okay.
con?
The end of the day stinky jersey that the guy wore all day and sweated in.
That's a for real con.
Yeah.
Those things
They
do not
did
These are
smell
not
good.
wicking.
No.
This is not
I
a
did
wiki
ask-
material. This is
Sorry, you go, Danny. I'm interrupting you.
no.
No.
By all
I
means,
did
John, I'm
ask
sorry.
a member of the Art of War team. Didn't you wear that yesterday? And like,
Mhm.
would you wear that for like 3 days over at LV? He was like, no, I have 2. And in my brain, I'm like, there are 3 days. And there's no laundry service in Vegas. As someone who wears sports tops pretty frequently now in my free time, like I said, I agree with Danny that it does kind of, it's a really cool thing and a great way to hype up an event. So I know something we did before, like when you're getting ready to go to the LVO or maybe another big super major, is you and all of your local friends get together and like just designing the shirt, ordering it, and then when they come in, it's like a different feeling of unity. And also they're super handy because if you go to say the Las Vegas Open, which by the way, the room blocks are open now. Go to frontlinegaming.org. I don't think we get cash for it, but we never promote stuff properly anyway. But when you're in a hall of 1,000 people, it's much easier to spot someone if you know like exactly what shirt they're wearing in the crowd. And if they're wearing like this weird giant blue Scotland shirt, or are they kind of the cool Polish I just murdered someone shirt that I found there, then it's really easy to pick people out there. But I'm a big fan. Joel Atkins, how about Team Tank Tops? What do you think of Team Australia?
Look. No sleeves, no thieves. So the I think I like though, like for me as an obese American, I'm gonna have to go with like the bowling shirt as being my preferred like team accessory.
Hell yeah, we need to start that as a trend. Team Grim.
I think it would be sick, dude.
Team Grim. We're gonna rise up the rankings by just doing a Texas style of having everyone sign up. Or our 8 million 8th place finishes will beat their 5 first place finishes.
Perfect.
Moving on, we're going to go through these at a fair rate here. The next accessory, it's an actual accessory, custom dice, not someone to roll dice for you. But guys, don't settle for any old dice. Make yours unreadable with custom symbols that completely change the way of how the dice is thrown. Whether from our friends at Frontline Gaming or our acquaintances at Chessex, your legally gray area IP skirting dice can be yours for the low price of like, I don't know, like $70 or something, Danny. I don't know. It's been a while since I bought them. Custom dice. Dickie, what's your take on custom dice?
I like custom dice. I like having the symbols on the 6. Please don't put symbols on the 1. For the love of God, don't do that. Just put symbols on 6. But
No,
I'm down with custom dice.
Yeah, I'm definitely down with custom dice. Although I like to kind of take a different, more circuitous route than Dickie does. Give me all custom faces. And when I say
that's prohibitively expensive. You know this. We've talked about this.
No. I mean, Games Workshop makes them. What about the Bone Reaper dice? Can we pull up an image of those, Dickie? Can you do that? Is that in our technological?
While Dickie's looking here, we have here Memo Man's asking toilet dice. I will say, I am working on a supercut video where I just go to random establishments in my town and flush dice down their toilets to kind of make sure that they're safe dice or not. And then also Space Mountain says, no sleeves, no thieves. The tribute is to Danny McDevitt, defense attorney. Guys, if you think Danny is in this for a defense attorneying, then you are mistaken. Oh, yeah, those are awful. I love those.
Can you count the fingers?
Oh, look at this. So
I like
bad.
the 2.
I like
there's literally just the Italian expression of like putting your hand like
it is. It's like, come on.
Oh, I want those dice so bad now. But yeah, what do you feel about
what is the face? Is that a 1 or a 6?
Yes.
It's a 1. And you know what? It can be anything you
It can be really anything you want, right? Yeah.
What do you feel about putting symbols on like a random number like the 3? Like if you rolled up to a table and your opponent was like, hey, the symbols are all 3s. How are we feeling about that?
I love that so much.
I want those.
I think when we finally make Grim After Dark dice, we know what we're doing now.
Yeah, dude.
They're the worst.
On the 3.
The symbols are on the 3s. Don't even worry about it.
Man. I love it.
Okay, beautiful. We all love custom dice. They're a great way to show. My favorite thing about custom dice is because you have to buy them literally hundreds at a time to get a good price on them. They're great things to give away to your opponents as mementos. In my dice collection, is like full of cool dice I got from like really cool opponents or people or just things I wouldn't usually get. So I'm a huge fan of custom dice.
Nice.
Yeah. Next up, this is a smaller one. 9-inch sticks. Don't settle. Can you deep? I'm going to start again. 9-inch sticks. Can your deep strikers fit there? What about there? Remove the most annoying thing John does during a game of Warhammer 40,000 by having a bunch of 9-inch sticks to mark your safe zone.
Sticks
Danny, you're
dick?
nodding a little heartily there.
John, you've never deep struck anything against me.
No, but when you deep strike against me, I am an asshole about making sure you're 9 inches away.
Yeah,
and it
that's
takes
true.
2 or 3 times longer than it should because I'm very like I have nothing left on the table, but I'm very pedantic about it being far away.
I have
What are your
screened you out.
What are your takes on these little 9-inch to put stick things? I first
Amazing.
saw them from like Rob Porter, a guy a long time ago for the community. He used a bunch of them.
You should have just a bunch of these all the time. I only usually bring one, and that's plenty fine, like 99% of the time. But they are pretty handy just to kind of map out where you can be.
Yeah. Dickie, thoughts on the little half whippy stick?
I don't think.
Is that something you've ever used?
No. Oh, the original whippy stick? Yeah.
No, like this. Essentially, this is you put them down, so they're touching all of the enemy units, so that you know the zone that you can safely deep strike in.
Yeah, I think I just use it. I think they call them tape measures for that need.
Well, we can't all play new players like you did at Capital City Clash
no
who
kidding.
don't screen properly. This is a
Oh,
really.
you were
handy
being
tool
nice
for
to
that.
me. Jesus.
No, Danny's being nice to you. I have
He's
to back
not
off
being
now.
nice.
bitch.
Danny, would you say that's sort of a con where this is like a highly specialized tool that most people wouldn't need, or kind of what's your thoughts on these?
No, you should have something like this. It just speeds up the game so much.
I
You
gotta
should have
like.
at least one. I think you, as a conscientious opponent, if you're playing in big events, like you should probably have one. I think it's a great tool. Heartily recommend. But hey, what do I know?
Well, I'm just gauging your reaction about how passionate you are about things, about where we go on merch. So like the more passionate you've been about things, like, well, we should probably get some stuff like that.
Like
We should
Grim
probably
After
get
Dark.
these.
We should probably get
rented 9. What? How like should it be?
Let's
8
get
inches?
4-inch ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should it be like 4-inch? 4-inch.
It's purely for Death Guard movement. The next one coming up here is going to be a newer thing for me, but button tokens. And these guys, by the way, everything I pulled here, guys, these are all available from the Etsy sellers that are shown on the screen. We don't get anything from them, but these are all great people you should support.
Yeah, check them out.
Definitely check them out. I didn't resize this slide right. I'm so sorry. But Danny, what's your takes on especially in 10th edition where it's so effect heavy?
Dude, you need them for battle shock. That's what I've been finding, like for units failing. So people aren't inadvertently cheating. Like I definitely cheated the other tournament that I won there at least one time with battle shock. It was a big accident. And I asked my opponent like what he wanted to do. My opponent's super good sport about it. And I was like, look, I screwed up. Like, do you want to walk back the turn? Do you want to have me re-roll stuff? I'm totally fine with that. And he's like, nah, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal, which it probably wasn't, but still it can be impactful.
Yeah, for sure. Dickie, tokens. You're a World Eater player. I'm sure you've been used to counting stuff the month and a half you got to play with your old codex.
It was a good month. I did buy these for World Leaders, and I totally forgot to use them every single time. But I think Danny is 100% correct. Battle Shock is probably, even if you have cover in this game is like you always seem to have cover. So just having a whole bunch of cover ones to just let your opponent know that you have cover would be really good too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Memo Man is getting peak John energy here. He says, I get the tokens to remember the rules, but then I forget to use the tokens and forget the rules.
Yeah.
Which is like, buddy, I'm there. I spend $40 in tokens I forget to use.
Yeah.
Another one, this is something I've only recently come around to. I think mainly because I started playing Chaos Knights towards the end of 9th, but wound dials. And also, guys, if you see this specific wound dial, I have like 20 of these now. They are pricier, but they are phenomenal. And this guy does them in a whole range of colors. Definitely go there and check them out. Ask him to send me some for free for sending you there. But my description, how can I forget? Tired of accidentally picking up wound dice to roll? Use these wound markers to make sure it's clear how close to death Danny has made literally every war dog in your army.
Yeah,
Wound dials.
Smart.
Those dials that you have are great. Actually, then this is the brand too, right?
That is the brand.
They look
like
fantastic. Yeah.
Those are really
Screenshot
nice.
this.
They're magnetic. Like they're really cool. I just end up using like a different kind of dice that you would never pick up, like a 10-sided dice.
Yeah.
And that works pretty well, usually.
Well, what I like about these the dials, this one's in particular, is they go up to 49 wounds. And they're very small dials. They're all magnetic. My only complaint is the last batch I got from him, because he took some time off from making them. The magnets are in a different way than the first batch, so they don't all stack prettily. But that's a really minor complaint there. Dickie, wound dials, what's your thought?
I have dice like Danny. I actually in wood shop when I was in high school made wooden dice, and I actually still use those to this day as wound trackers.
Wooden dice?
Yeah,
What?
well, people
What is this, the
obviously
1800s?
yes. I don't know. It's just like a cute homage to my time on this world, I guess. I don't know. I use the wooden dice.
I mean, you can keep them next to your whale ivory dice and shit that you have, I'm sure, as well.
Oh, that'd be awesome, actually.
Yeah. I'd be telling we thought that the wingdings dice were expensive. How much do you think whale ivory dice are?
Yeah. I need Val back on the show. I'm getting beat up here. Jeez Louise.
It's okay. Danny and I kind of emotionally take the abuse, so that we're just redirecting it to you.
Right.
True.
It's okay, but yeah, I love these guys. Definitely check them out. They're fantastic. And for someone like me who just picks up any dice that are around, those are saving graces. Next up, I just put this as a general. Objective markers can't be bothered measuring. These markers mark the exact area of control around the objective. Do you like one of the 18,000 Warhammer 40,000 podcasts that are out? Buy their objective markers to show their support. All the cool podcasts have them.
Yeah.
On us. Note that. That was
I
deliberate.
covered that. I said all of the cool podcasts.
You did.
These really started showing up, would you say, about 3-4 years ago, Danny?
Yeah, that sounds about right. What an awesome accessory though. These have been like basically a staple. I bring mine with me all the time. I have some ones from a charity hammer that I attended a while ago that I use all the time. But I have probably like 20 sets of these, I feel like, at home. So
it's important with 10th edition, I think, that if you can get these objective markers, make sure you can get the kind of the outline of the marker on the inside, because you do, in a lot of cases, if you're consolidating onto objectives, you do have to end within closer to that. So not having that is a bit tough sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. So what are some drawbacks of these? Because like I said, I think universally we all love these. These are great things to have. They really take away from the fun we would have in 6th edition of, no, you're 3.1 inches away from the objective.
Dude, the worst.
No, dude, your tape measure knocks my guy out of range. This is like legit conversations that I've had.
Me same, John. Just arguing with your opponent. That's why, I know I was much better in 7th edition at intent and being no, I'm moving within objective range here. And then it wouldn't be an issue unless it was a close movement, I couldn't quite make it or something, and then we'd talk about that anyway. But yeah, I think that's I think aesthetically wise, they can have a disadvantage of making the table not look as cool. It looks more like a Robo Rally arena, or some kind of
or that guy at LVO, They turn the battlefield into a NASCAR track. Where everything looks like it should be there.
Right, that's where I should have been going. You nailed it, dude.
There are clear plastic ones with faint outlines.
Let me tell you, I own a set of those. I don't like them.
Yeah, they're slippery, right? With that, that's the thing that
Not a fan.
Usually you like it to be a little slippery, Dickie.
And also I just want to point out here, I mean, just to shill away, these objective markers you're seeing on screen are the beautiful LVO 2024 objective markers that are available at frontlinegaming.com. You can pick them up, and if you pick them up at LVO, Danny will take one of them from you.
Yep, I will.
That's
After
the
my set of
pre-order
model
bonus you get.
markers were
Yeah.
stolen from me at LVO one year.
What?
Oh, really?
So I don't know who. Yeah, I don't know who you are or why you did it, but I hate you.
Yeah,
Aw.
and I will say you're now one of 3 people with a mob rule objective marker. The other 2 are me and Danny, and I have a complete set. I shouldn't have said that. That was mean, but it's true. The next thing I want to pull up here, measuring tools. What are they? Tape measures, sticks, but please God, don't use seamstress as measuring tapes. These help you get your models from A to B in the manner they're accustomed to. Guys, measuring devices. Danny, we're going to start with you because I bought one of these this week, which is why I used this picture here. But tell us about measuring devices.
Dude, this measuring device is so cool. So it's MDF. It's all magnetized, so each individual piece sticks to exactly where it needs to be. So like there's a 3-inch, a 6-inch, and then a 9-inch, and then the different sides have different measurements as well. Like there's a 1/2-inch measurement and that kind of stuff. But it all like nests together perfectly to make one device, and you can break them out and put them on however you want. It's not going to change their position, so everything snaps together no matter what order you take it apart in. Also, it being magnetic is great. I got this after I saw Jack Harpster at LVO had one of these, and he was using. I'm like, where did you get that? That's cool. And he's like, I don't know. So I figured it out myself, and found them. And yeah, you can get a bunch of different colors. What's that?
Classic Harpster.
Yeah, classic Harpster.
He was too busy winning LVO with a
I know. Well, he was done winning. I asked him after.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
Dickie,
but yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah.
Dickie, traditional tape measures coming up a lot here. What's your take on those? We asked in our Discord. We asked in our Discord about it, and a lot of people saying the ones that don't auto retract. There was a couple of brands that were specifically mentioned. Grill pickle. If you look on the picture there, everything should be on the slide. But I'll double check that while Dickie's talking about tape measures.
Oh, where to order it? I actually use like a Stanley Fat Mac, like a little mini tape measure. Fits in your hand nice. It's easy to transport. And that guy's done me well for years. So yeah, I don't know.
Do you use anything like we see on the screen there, like that little measuring tool?
I think I have a 6. I think I was given at an event a 6-inch one. I bring it, but I don't think I use it very often. Yeah.
I have a 6-inch measuring device that it's my junk. But no, it's my favorite one. I won it at an event where the organizer got mad that I won all of the raffle prizes. But it was hilarious because I bought like maybe $10 of raffle tickets, but I literally kept winning everything, and he was literally getting really frustrated. But that's another story for another day. But one of the prizes was a knuckle duster measurer. So you put your 4 fingers through and you hold on to it, and you can just like slam down on the table and be like, yeah, that's 6 inches.
Wow.
Kind of wish it was 9 now, but that's okay. I guess everyone does.
Yeah, they sure do, John.
Next up, this is a new thing I've started getting into here. Deployment zone markers. Are you sick of using 8,000 dice to mark a diagonal line? Try these markers instead. Do either of you have experience with these guys?
I've experienced seeing them across the table from me when you're using them.
I'm the 1 million dice guy, so no, these things look way better than the dice, so maybe I'll pick some up. Yeah.
To be honest, John, I never mark out my deployment zone unless I absolutely have to, and I have great reasons for this.
Go ahead.
It messes with my opponent psychologically.
Oh.
Also,
he gets an extra couple of inches when no one calls him on measuring shit, right?
No, that's not it. It's always, but I don't put my guys like ever exactly on the line. Like they're always like a little bit back or a little bit forward and that kind of stuff. And it fucks with your opponent, like putting their models down and like thinking that they're going to be in range.
Well, it forces them to measure from your model to their model. So yeah, okay, I see what you're doing there.
The dominant kind. Memo Man, deployment zones are an excuse to buy more dice. Thank you, Papa GW. Now we know your secret plan for all of those weird deployments you put in the new GT pack. Next up, we have a couple more left. MDF display board, again, through Friends of Frontline Gaming. The The original. I think I prefer the one done by Hammerhead Games. But this one is
really?
still a classic.
Okay.
Okay, go.
John, I gotta know,
Yeah.
why do you prefer the Hammerhead one over the FLG one? Because I am the opposite now. Having owned both, I like the Frontline one a lot more.
I do own both. The Hammerhead one
Mhm.
is a massive pain in the ass to put together. I will
Yeah.
say, and to the point where mine is glued together now, so it's mainly used for kind of local events. But what really sets it apart is the compartment. So it's about the same size as the Frontline one. You have one big main center section, and then you have on each side 2 little sections. And one section, dude, it fits like I can put a can or a beer bottle or whatever in that section, put it there. And for me, that puts on, if I'm playing a game, I'm drinking a beer or something similar. And it means I can put it there. Grill Pickle let us know in chat. Thank you. Hammerhead made the first one, so they perfected it first, and then just walked away. But like that drink isn't going to spill on the table. The drink isn't going to spill on the table at all, and it's good to go. And I like being able to sectionalize and have an area for my dice, say, or an area for tape measure. And it's not just because I play almost exclusively horde armies, and you know this by this point here, Danny. So having an area where it's no models are there and I can keep stuff is very good for me.
Now, Dickie, when John says that he plays horde armies, he plays a lot of like 3 units, like the most that you can take.
Yeah.
So like it was War Dogs for Chaos Knights. For Chaos Knights, it's a horde army. You got 13 War Dogs.
13 War Dogs.
For other armies, like maybe not so much. But that's no John's style is a good style. Like that's a good way to play the game, to be honest.
Well, honestly, I was like, because I've talked to you many times, like, I'm going to do an elite army this time. I'm going to start making a small elite force, and every time I would take away the low number model numbers and increase the unit sizes, and it just ends up as a horde.
Yeah.
Dickie, your takes on display boards?
I love this Frontline Gaming display board. I think it's fantastic. It's everything you need. Long ago, everyone grabbed the lunch trays. Everyone had the plastic lunch trays.
Oh yeah, the event staff got really mad at that.
Yeah, but this thing is like next. They perfected from Hammerhead, I think, and that's really
lovingly inspired by.
Yep.
And the ability to take it apart and put it back together very easily, especially with the second version of this, has been phenomenal. I do agree with John, though, that having a compartment in here would be awesome.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I like about this one in particular is that it fits a standard playmat for Magic.
Yes.
So you can put down whatever you want for like at the bottom of your army, and it's easy to make it look cool, or have an advertisement for your shitty podcast, or whatever else you're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect. 2 more to go. This one here is kind of thrown in last minute for me. Dice tray. Again, available from our good friends at Frontline Gaming. Guarantee you never roll your dice behind a ruin with a dice tray. A literal
dude.
Yeah.
Literally.
Are you guys dice tray guys or on table?
I am now dice tray.
I am now. Yeah.
Why? Is it because you don't want to?
I don't want my dice flying everywhere, Dickie. I don't want to go chasing them down. I'm not some kind of a dog. I'm not going to play fetch or play Warhammer. I just want to roll my dice together.
What if your dice tray hates you and it only rolls 1s and 2s? You're just okay with that?
Well, it's the dice that hate the tray.
Then there's something else going on there. Like I would say it's a curse, probably.
Yeah.
I'm cursed?
Yeah.
That's
the only obvious answer. It's not.
It's not us being mean to you. It's you disrespecting those grave sites.
Sorry, and I hate it, like that happened, but the heart wants, John.
The heart wants. Moving on, I do love dice trays now. I never used to. This one here from Frontline is collapsible, so it fits easily into your case. This next one here is this guy here. I have phenomenal memories of mine. I have one. Danny, you had one, which gave you terrible memories, which was pretty funny at the time, but I couldn't tell you because you were really mad.
I'm pushing it through LVO, and like just because, so the airline broke this. That's the backstory to this, and just my front wheel kept collapsing, so like the whole thing would start to fold, and it would like throw my army forward, and I would have to like try and catch the front of it before it fully collapsed. It was
there was a time where my game was finishing and Danny's walking over with his army, and it hits like maybe a jack or something or a foot on the floor. And he's like, "Hey man, you want to go get and they just boom, and the whole army goes everywhere." And I'm like, in my brain, all I can do is don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. And I'm like, "Oh man, are you okay? That sucks." And in my brain, I'm like, "Don't laugh. This is very funny, but do not laugh."
Yeah.
I
That's
have a
amazing.
proud tradition of my army falling on the floor during events. I was playing at a GT in Spokane, and like some dude like spun around as I was moving my army over, and he knocked my Tau army to the ground on a tile floor, and like a bunch of my models freaking shattered. I was like, God damn it.
I would just be like, don't laugh.
Well, I mean, you were playing Tau, so, you know.
I did laugh about it, but later.
Yeah.
I do love these trays. I think the thing I like about them the most is your top tray. It's a little smaller than the display boys we showed earlier, but it'll fit your entire army.
Yeah.
And then underneath, your books and dice can go there, and even your jacket or whatever can go in the bottom. And it's just, especially for like giant events like your LVOs, like your BAOs and other areas where there's a lot of walking. This just kind of makes the whole experience a little bit better, especially if you're old bastards like us who after 3 rounds in a day, just the back is gone.
Using this thing like a walker. Yeah, got it.
Guys, what did I miss? I only threw 10 down here. The 10 most pertinent ones I could think of. What's an accessory that I haven't touched on that you just love using?
Oh, I've got one. A laminated score sheet. I think it's really cool and an easy way for both you and your opponent to see what the score is all the time. And instead of one person controlling an application and not having that synced to both people in any way, which Games Workshop, that's a free money-making ideal for you right there. So maybe consider it.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
But yeah, I love those sheets. Have you guys used those before?
I have not. I use my phone.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good delay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dickie?
I was gonna say something I saw a lot recently at the event on the weekend was those laser line kind of dealies to get like line of sights. You don't like them, Danny?
Okay. No. Okay. In concept,
right.
I understand that they're good for the game, right?
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. You're great.
Okay, cool. I understand that they're good for the game and that good players should use them to like draw to get like corners off of line of sight and stuff like that. But the fact that I need to use one of those to level sucks.
Yeah.
Like I hate that we have to use this stuff to like draw these laser thin line of sight like like it's I don't know, but like it's really useful for that because the game works that way. So it's more of a critique of the game and less a critique of the action.
Understood.
You know?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, moving on. We're gonna go around that. Dickie, we're gonna be skipping a few slides down to 19. Just as a little pre-production headache for you, but let's go around the net.
I
have a bumper, Dickie. There's a bumper.
Forgot to make that short. Amateur
It's
hour.
so short. It's so short.
It's not really that short. It's pretty short.
Welcome to Around the Net, part of the show where we dive deep into the dank drivel the internet provides. And this week we've got a lot to cover. That's why I skipped half of it. First off, we're going to cover this guy here. I have 2 models I found on the internet somewhere. What I want you guys to do, I need you to tell me the name of the model, and I also need you to tell me what the rules are for the model. So this first one here I found as a 3D printable file in one of the just god-awful 3D printing groups on Facebook.
Do you want me to name this?
Name it. What's it called?
Yeah, it's a bloodbath of corn.
Okay. Dickie, I need a better name. Now that Danny's taken the only obvious name.
I was going to say bloodbath of some type. The rubber duckies are throwing me off a bit, but yeah, that's all I got. Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, Dickie, Danny named it then. What does it do?
Oh, we have to give it rules now.
Yeah.
We have to give it rules?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this is an emplacement. It doesn't move. So fortification.
Really?
It can be occupied by 1 World Eater model.
Dude, I swear to God, if you just take the Skull Altar rules and change it to World Eaters, I'm going to be so mad.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, Dickie. You make up some different rules for this.
That's what you're going to do? Perfect. I don't know. It makes the guy obviously really slow because he can't move. But it gives him the power of blood and corn, so he has +8 extra attacks.
Space Mountain. came in here with a much better name, Lord of Suds.
Suds. Oh, why are you not hosting this show?
That's pretty good, dude.
He probably has his own podcast. At this point,
so
anyone who listens to this or plays Warhammer is a 95% chance of their own content.
Pretty much, that's true.
Moving on, this guy here, I found this on Twitter. No, I will not call it X because that's fucking stupid. This guy here, what's it called? What's it do?
This is all you, Danny.
Is it called like a Legend Dreadnought because of all the weapons on it?
It's even in death, still I serve, but only first class. Because he flies.
He does.
It's a dreadnought that flies.
What's the rule for it?
Do you think he flaps his wings, or to fly, or do you think the jets help him out with that?
No, well, I mean, I think it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. So he's definitely got hover, right? I think.
Yeah.
The jets are for show. The flap is for go.
The flap is for
I can only take models with feet, but I want to take a flyer. So it's a walker and a vehicle, of course, right?
Yeah.
It looks like it has a movement of like, if it's in hover mode, its movement is like 8. And because it's landed, it's walking on the ground.
Don't they move 8 normally?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if he's in hover mode, he just walks on the ground. And he's got,
I want to say
a stalker missile system on top. And then he's got some wing missiles there.
He moves like the character from the old phone game, Flappy Bird. And you need to make rolls when he goes through the terrain to make sure that he doesn't smash into a wall.
He's the only vehicle that can go through terrain.
It reminds me of the guy from Exo Squad. There was like an orange dude who had wings. No, it was the teal looking guy. He had like wings like this. I don't know.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Lame.
This one next here, I just have my notes just say answer the question. So let me read it so you can see it, Danny, here. How not to become a weird Slaanesh player. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for the pink demons, but never really pursued an army in fear of accidentally getting a creepy reputation. I mostly worry since I have a love for the 1DS sculpts.
Oh, man.
How do you not become a weird Slaanesh player, guys?
Play corn.
Don't use the new models and not the 1DS sculpts, maybe. I can tell you some things that I've seen from Slaanesh players that make it weird, so maybe don't do this stuff.
Okay, do.
Okay. Don't spray your models before each battle with each squad getting a different perfume sprayed on them.
What? That's actually happened?
That's a real thing?
Cologne. Also, on your noise marine bases, don't install like different bird sound things so that when you put them all on the table, they all start making weird like chirping noises, but like it's all discordant. It doesn't go.
I think from the sense of it, you don't avoid becoming a weird Slaanesh player. You're just a weird person who starts playing Warhammer.
Yeah.
Don't play pure Slaanesh. How about that? How about you play like demons? You can have a lot of Slaanesh stuff, but not anything weird.
Because it won't be great. Moving on. This is an awful take, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this. This here says, so Warhammer Plus is doing so terribly, you have to try to strong-arm people into having it. Sad. If this had been a subscription of a couple of quid a month, I have played it. Instead, we got to pay for another streaming service with content you won't watch because you can get any amount of battle reports, lore videos, and painting guides for free on YouTube. Hours and hours of it. This smacks of a reverse Amazon where their streaming services were so bad they had to give it away free to people who paid for Prime shipping. At least that felt like a bonus, though. To that, I have to ask, guys, what the fuck is a reverse Amazon?
Where you have to send them product, maybe? Yeah, that's got
I'm trying to understand this, John. This sentence here is very complicated.
I will say you should subscribe to
service was so bad they had to give it away free to people who paid for Prime shipping.
You trying to imply that when you pay for something, it's not free? Anyways, instead, my favorite, you got to pay. You won't watch the content, guys. If you're watching this show, You should absolutely
Boo
pay for
soundboard.
Warhammer Plus
No
because you
kidding.
won't get any battle reports or
Yeah.
lore videos
Nope.
or
Yeah.
painting guides or any quality Warhammer content.
Well, wait. Oh, that part is true. The last
Yeah.
part specifically, yeah.
You will
That's
get the
true.
Boo soundboard though, right, John?
Oh yeah, I do have I got it. Wait a
There you
second.
go, Joel. I got your back, Joel.
I think it's pronounced booness. It's a
Did
booness.
you get this from Discourse Miniatures or?
No, this was
Oh.
just a random Facebook post. Again, I spend a lot of my time just in random places on Facebook.
All right.
But now Warhammer Plus is about 2.5 years old now since launch. How is it going, guys? Do you enjoy it? Do you guys personally subscribe? I mean, I know I do. But again, I'm just a massive shill.
I keep forgetting to order the miniature.
I keep forgetting to do the exact same thing. Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say that, and I've been a subscriber the entire time.
Yep.
Yeah, I've subscribed the whole time. I think $60 a year. Guys, I spent $60 today on a Sherpa hoodie that says "I'm Knuff." When I am spending that amount of money on a hoodie from a Barbie movie, when I'm buying Barbie merchandise for $60, I'm not going to complain about paying Warhammer $60 to use an army builder. And honestly, have a great range of shows. Like Lore Masters is really good. Their battle reports, they're not super competitive, but the production on them is like top class.
Yeah.
And also you get a $40 miniature every year and you get to use their app. So if you take the $40 miniature away,
you do get
all the
you get the old White Dwarfs, whether I don't know the value.
Yeah,
of that,
and those are really cool. I think that's a great deal.
Stuff. So there is value.
My takeaway from it is just because you choose not to use the benefits they offer, it doesn't make it a bad service. It just makes you lazy and a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will stop people from commenting on the goddamn Terminator short.
You're more
moving on. I have up here is a brand new product from Games Workshop. It's our index card updater.
I love that we defend GW and we beat them up in the next slide. That's great. Wonderful.
We did see some updates to the indexes, Danny. There was a bunch of just outrage at this. How dare they balance the game post-printing stuff?
It just goes to show how antiquated that method of production of rules is.
Right.
Which is unfortunate because God, I love to have those cards. I would love to have those cards be in front of me. Like that's an easy way to play the game. And I get why
it was really handy at our RTT.
It's really handy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate that some of them are already obsolete. But I kind of suspected that was going to be the case. So I just didn't end up buying any index cards where normally I would have bought all of them.
But
you're smarter than me. Yeah.
To be fair, if you pay for the app, it's all in the app.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And I do. So I do get that
there you go.
I want.
I wish in the app you could pick what cards that you would have to be easily flippable versus going through all of them. That would be so good.
I wish the output gave you the option to create
just
like
2 cards.
Of the cards, or just like a link with like the name of the unit that you put in your roster, being able to click that on the front screen to pull up the thing instead of having to go through click on the unit, then click on look at the card. Just having a one click option to get to the card would be great.
So much. Yeah.
But I will say GW is actually being super receptive to feedback on the app. That's actually constructive feedback. So being like, boo, your app sucks ass. It should be free. I love Arch is not constructive feedback, but telling them, hey, I would like to output my army list this way is constructive feedback. So definitely email them that advice. Dickie, we're going to skip forward to slide 27 here. The golden ticket, guys, it's real. They actually made golden tickets.
Wow.
That they're handing out to winners. I didn't know it was a real thing. I figured they were just told, hey, you get a golden ticket. But no, they made them.
Yeah, they're real like golden tickets, man.
That's fantastic. Dickie, what's the eBay value on one of these?
Ooh. I don't know, at least $50, right? Canadian though.
Canadian. Oh, thank God. Danny, will Mike Brandt dress up as Willy Wonka at the World Championship of Warhammer later this year and invite people into his gaming factory?
Is he gonna do the tumble fall too? Please, for the love of Pete, please.
Well, all right. So that's an interesting thought, John. I just don't see. I see Mike Brandt more as the Oompa Loompa type than the Willy Wonka type.
So I will say, in the film version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, after each room, a golden ticket holder suffers a horrific accident that removes them from the tour and earns the factory several OSHA violations. What will happen in the Games Workshop version? I have a follow-up question, but initially, what will happen in the Games Workshop version? What is the first horrific thing that happens to a golden ticket holder?
You have to play another golden ticket holder.
Yeah, it seems pretty bad.
Just kidding. Those guys are mostly, for the most part, great individuals. So you'd be lucky to play a game with them.
Will the person who wins the GT, which is kind of, again, the Warhammer World Championship with all the golden ticket holders, will that person win ownership of the company Games Workshop, much like in the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Only on a spiritual level.
Yeah, I think they just get to see some future stuff and like get to say that they won the event. I don't think it's any big stiff. I don't think they do anything more.
Well, that's boring. I guess the best way to round out this show, this train wreck of an amazing show that you've all stuck around and watched, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for some reason.
Is a brand new old game, but now with an added bumper.
Oh.
These are so short, I couldn't even pick it up in time.
Oh.
Gosh, dang. So yeah, we're playing a game. I did think Val was going to be back today to play this, but he is not, but that's okay, because as I found out, I quickly went in, and Dickie, if you can pull up the site, perfect. I covered all of the answers with a giant question mark box. The idea of this game is I'm going to read you a title, and you're going to tell me if this title is the name of an event in Best Coast Pairings, by the way. There's a premium subscription, gives you access to pairings and army lists well after the event. We do love their support of the show. Or a terrible fan fiction from fanfiction.net, a place where you can have an AI Peter the Falcon read just terrible fan fiction to you, and we appreciate their terribleness. Do we have any questions about the rules?
No, John, I'm ready to go.
Cool. I have to have a pen because I have to actually follow along now because Dickie has to play. But okay, the first one I have is Galaxy in Turmoil. And before we reveal it, I'll have Dickie tell the answer, and I'll have Danny tell the answer. And Chad, if you want to jump in too, jump in.
Yeah. That's got to be fan fiction.
That is an event.
Okay, Dickie, delete.
Oh, am I deleting it?
You got to delete the screenshot or the question mark. Oh God. Boom! I did it.
Did you do it? Oh, okay. Woo! Go!
Oh, yes.
You got it.
An event in BCP on August 5th. If you are around, contact Joe Rustin. He has a couple of slots left open. It's a fun little 3-rounder. It's an online event, though, so I don't know how that works, but that's okay.
It's BCP, okay. Like what we play on TTS?
Maybe. The second one we have here, and Dickie, I'm going to see if I can control this from here so you can fully immerse yourself in the moment. Bonded by Fury. Bonded by Fury. Is that a event in BCP or is that a piece of fan fiction?
You go first, Danny. I had the
fanfic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Danny and fan fiction. That
fanfic. That is an event in BCP. It's a doubles event in England.
Why is this so hard?
Contact Mefim, August 4th. You two could be the doubles event.
Dickie.
I will say, in these titles, if there was a thing like 3 or the or an I did take those out to make it a little bit harder. Yeah. Because if like I went in,
everyone said fan. Look in the chat. Fan.
Bonded by it's a team tournament, guys. It's not sexually explicit fan fiction.
It sounds a little sexually explicit.
It does.
That's 40K. Fair.
That looks like 40K sex.
Okay. The next up here. Joel Atkins, you got it right. There's too much of a delay to figure out if that was before or after we showed off. That's okay. Our next one here, Destruction of Darkness.
I'm gonna say fan fiction because I said fan fiction all the times before that. So I got to get one right.
Okay.
I'm gonna also say fan fiction.
It is. That's a great answer, and that is in fact a fan fiction. Destruction of Darkness is a Warhammer 40k Baldur's Gate crossover. I'm sorry. It's 400.
Why?
It's 481 words. The Warriors of Khorne. I cut off a lot of the stuff here, which I shouldn't have, but it says Warriors of Khorne come to collect their tax. Taxation is theft, and Khorne is spelled like the band. But yeah, good point of peace. Good job.
Amazing.
Next one up here, we have Legacy Soiled.
Fanfic.
Fanfic. Strong. Okay. Thank you.
I gotta go for the win here, so I'm gonna say BCP event.
BCP. That is a fanfic.
Yeah.
It's his first Warhammer 40,000 fanfic by the author Run With All of the Scissors.
Nice.
I chose this here specifically. I didn't read the whole thing, but it's because the Lion looked up from his book. The Lion was reading a Shakespearean tragedy, which I call BS because you're not going to read that 50,000 years after Shakespeare was alive.
BCP.
It's not that good, guys. Okay.
This is really hard.
Okay.
Next up, we have.
Oh, we got a lot. Okay.
Yeah, we're going through. That's I'm running through.
Yeah.
So Legs Grudge Maker.
Danny.
Event.
I'm gonna
Dickie.
say event.
Grudge Maker is an event in BCP. It's in Dublin, County Ireland. Contact Dale Bagtassos, which is just if I know it's July 30th, you're done. You can't go there anymore. But I'm sure it was a great event. 30 people, 3 rounds.
It
It
was
was
a
really
blast.
popular. It was a blast. Perfect. 1,000 points though. So probably it's a learning event there. So yeah, good job, guys. Next up, we have Emerald Tide.
I'm gonna go fanfic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the answer. Fanfic is the answer.
Fanfic's the answer. I really got to be like more in the ball, delete these and type. Emerald Tide is a fan fiction.
Nice.
It's an original story about a new Space Marine commander. And that's all you need to know. The leader, a massive man clad in this similar green armor, gripped a flaming power sword in his right hand. That's about all I need to read.
Danny is very competitive.
Danny gets very competitive at things. It's one of his best worst
me in the
features.
side chat right now, like it's bad. Like I don't
So hard. Yeah, we really got to talk to him about that.
You suck, Dickie.
The next one we have, Warrior's Courage.
It's you, Danny.
Warrior's Courage. I'm gonna go with fanfic.
Fanfic, okay. Dickie?
I'll go fanfic.
Fanfic, okay. It is a fanfic. It's a Warhammer 40k Death Watch story with Librarian Holt and Brother David. He had short, dark hair that was pulled back. You don't know how short hair works, but that's okay. Moving on. Couple more left here. We have Naughty K.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Naughty K. Like 40k, but instead of 40, it's naughty.
Huh. I'll say BCP.
Strong.
Yeah.
I
Strong guess.
was gonna say BCP,
Mm-hmm.
but I can.
I'm down a bit here.
I'm gonna go with fanfic.
Okay. Fanfic, you say?
Yep.
Yeah!
Oh, it's a BCP event.
Nice, Dickie.
August 1st. It's a midweek RTT in England, but just play. They have some spots open. Definitely check them out wherever it is they were. I didn't get to the right part
I've
for
never
that.
been more happy.
I know. Okay,
I
two
should
more.
have read the chat.
This is the penultimate one.
BCP in there.
We have Team Smashdown.
Oh.
Event.
Are you sure? We have a lot of terrible fan fiction.
Yeah, I'm also with Danny. I think
Yeah, it's an event. It's on Lecherkau. 5 total players. August 2nd. Get in quick so you can get into Team Smashdown.
So wait, so what is you get to have the bye? Is that what happens if you're the 5th person?
I don't know. Why don't you go and find out and field report for us, Daddy?
Okay, yeah, I'll go.
And then finally tonight, we're ending on a low. 14th faction.
Fanfic. You suck, Danny.
I'm gonna go with event because I want to make this a win. If this is the last one.
Oh, you were the worst, Danny, because it is
a
fan fiction.
Nice, good job.
By Supreme Dicari Lord Cervantes. The first word is and you all suck because it now ended 7-7.
Well,
no, it didn't. I didn't. No, I was okay.
Oh, you were counting differently?
Were you counting too?
Yeah, I thought we were tied up until this last one.
So I don't know. So Danny, you concede victory.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
No, I concede victory to you, dude. You won.
Yay! He's a winner. I followed the score wrong.
Well,
maybe if only there was an accessory. If only there was an accessory to help us figure things out. Guys, we're going to wrap things up now. We're gone way over, but I'm not putting in 20 minutes of work assembling a game and then not doing it. Danny, Dickie, anything you want to say before we head out for the night?
WTC.
No, I'm excited about next week.
Oh,
no, you go ahead, Dickie. Sorry,
no,
you have something.
You go ahead.
To
You're
do.
so important, right? Versus me. Yeah.
Dickie, next week you're not going to be here.
I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks. I'm going to be in Belgium. I'm going to be in Belgium.
Why?
For WTC, the World Team Championships.
It's going to be 2 weeks, but in the scoring differential world, it's actually going to be 2 days because they take the regular score and they make it just incomprehensible.
Yeah. No, I'm super excited. We got a really good pod for Canada, so we have a really good opportunity to go 3-0 on the first couple days, and then we get to hit the big boys and see how the old players do.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Dickie, are you playing on the team or are you coaching?
No, coaching.
Nice. Dude, that's so cool.
That was my goal. My goal was to coach for the first year and then try to play for year 2. So yeah.
Nice. Danny, what you got?
Dude? Nothing. I just wanted to say I had a great show.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I will say next week Val should be back, and if not, you're going to get an amazing hour of just me and Danny in a single shot of a set where I try and remember to hit buttons on OBS, but we will be back.
Yeah,
just like mob rules.
Sadly, many will take that as a positive, but thank you everyone for joining us here on Grim After Dark. Find all of our socials and ways to support us at grimafterdark.com. We're going to be back next Monday live at 10 p.m. Eastern-ish, and if you can't catch us live, please subscribe to the podcast and all good services and get an abridged version every Tuesday night on YouTube. And remember, if you want the full unedited raw live stream, to become a member at youtube.com/wherever it is we are. But when your life feels like a never-ending siege and things can't get any worse, join us here. And remember, it's always going to be grim after dark.
It's time to step into the grim darkness with nerds gather talking Warhammer madness. Grim After Dark, the podcast with the hosts John, Danny, and Val, but they're not the most. Claiming to be experts, but it's all a facade. Talking about battles and dice rolls, they're all odd. Trying to sound cool with their Warhammer talk, but I'm here to expose. It's all just squawk. Nerds, everywhere I see talking Warhammer this, like it's a decree. But let me tell you, homie, it is all just a game. In the real world, homie, we are not the same. So put down the dice, step out of the dark. It's time to live life, nerd, make your own mark. Grim After Dark, the nerds playground. Talking Warhammer this, acting all profound. But when I listen, it's all just a bunch of noise. I love roasting nerds and their stupid ass toys. Stupid ass toys, I wanna grab them, put my hands around the neck, squeeze, Warhammer squeeze, until they can't breathe again. Tell a friend, I'm out here roasting nerds again.